bhavati naishtiti. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 4, Text number 11 and 12 today. Namanti Yat Pada Niketam Atmanaha Shivaya Aniya Dhanami Yatravaha Atam Sabira Sriyam Anga Pusyadam Yuvaisha Yuvaishatosvashtum Aho Sahasubihi Namanti Yatpada Niketanatmanaha Namanti Yatpada Niketanatmanaha Shivaya Hani Yadanami Shatravaha Shivaya Hani Yadanami Shatravaha Katam Sabhira Shriyamanga Dustyajam Katam Sabhira Shriyamanga Dustyajam Yuvaishato Sashtumaho Sahasubihi Yuvaishato Sashtumaho Sahasubihi Namanti Yatpada Niketanatmanaha Shivaya Hani Yadanami Shatravaha Atam Sabhira Shriyamanga Dustyajam Yuvaishato Sashtumaho Sahasubihi. So two privileges to Mandaris and Desai. Namanti Yatpada Niketanatmanaha Shivaya Hani Yadanami Shatravaha
Namanti Yatpada Niketanatmanaha Shivaya Hani Yadanami Shatravaha Atam Sabhira Shriyamanga Dustyajam Yuvaishato Sashtumaho Sahasubihi.
Namanti Yatpada Niketanatmanaha
Namanti Yatpada Niketanatmanaha
Shivaya Hani Yadanami Shatravaha
Katam Sabhira Shriyamanga Dustyajam Yuvaishato Sashtumaho Sahasubihi. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. Translation: He was such a great emperor that all his enemies would come and bow down at his feet and surrender all their wealth for their own benefit. He was full of youth and strength, and he possessed kingly opulences that were difficult to give up. Why did he want to give up everything, including his life? Purport: There was nothing undesirable in his life. He was quite a young man and could enjoy life with power and opulence. So So there was no question of retiring from high level. There was no difficulty in collecting the state taxes because he was so powerful and chivalrous that even his enemies would come to him and bow down at his feet and surrender all their wealth for their own benefit. Maharaj Parikshit was a pious king. He conquered his enemies, therefore the kingdom was full of prosperity. There was enough milk, grains, and metals, and all the rivers and mountains were full of potency. So materially, everything was satisfactory. Therefore, there was no question of untimely giving up his kingdom and life. The sages were eager to hear about all this. So let us chant Mangalacharana prayers together. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dharati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamanam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sarvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Sakarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Name Gauravishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Krishna Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Bhakta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Krishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Pancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patiyana Avanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radharara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yatrupalamaham Shri Guru Dinakaranam Pramanam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hare Krishna. So this is a very important shloka. So in this chapter, so I have started like there are 7 questions are there, but according to Bhakti Vaibhava syllabus, so they are segregated into 3 categories. So this is the last part of the questions. So in this, the Savanaka Rishi, the sages of Naimisharanya, they are simple. The head was the speaker is Sutta Goswami. The audience, the head of the audience is Savanaka Rishi. So they were asking this question. So Parikshit Maharaj, he was such a great emperor. There was no any concerns, any fear or any anxiety. Because he is full of youth, that means there is no more question of old age and death. And his position also as a king is unrivaled. All his enemies, they are surrendering all their wealth for their own benefit. That means taxes. We pay the taxes to government. We know that the government will do welfare for all of us. So for our own benefit, we are paying the tax. Here, it is not mentioned. and he possessed kingly appearances that were difficult to give up. They were difficult to give up. Why did he want to give up everything, including his life? So let us rephrase this question. I was just meditating on the Groupa lecture. Explain. Krishna Bahirmukha Jiva Bhoga Vancha Kare. Rashate Maya Kare. Japati Yada. So once upon a time, Jiva, a living entity, desired to enjoy. So how Prabhupada is nicely explaining in connection to this. Let us understand. So once there was a son of a world richest father. World richest father. So he got disturbed at home. He asked, my dear father, I want to go for outing. Okay. Then the father surprisingly arranged for an old tour for his son. Because he's the richest father. So the son is sent on a big old tour, on a vacation trip, and he is given MX American Express card, and he has given the entire package trip, chartered flight, and he just landed the vacation spot. There are so many assistants that came to receive him at grandeur, and he was given accommodation in a big five-star hotel. Just imagine, so what was his comfortable position? Are you able to follow? We all travel to that vacation, and the father has arranged wonderful suite room for him. And all the time there are some assistants at his command. Whatever he desired, that will be done. So he was given the nice breakfast. The son was wondering, oh, I have not ordered it. These are all my favorite dishes. Yes, sir, your father has ordered. So in this way, the son was just thinking his fortune. I hope all of you can connect with this. The son is thinking, oh, how fortunate I am to have such a very beloved, richest father. And he is going on day by day to different places, enjoying his time, every single moment. Now the question came, like one day, that person, he said to his assistants, today I am checking out. Now just tell me why the son said so. He was having such a wonderful time, memorable time, every single moment. And all the arrangements have been done. Wherever he wants to travel, it's been arranged. Very nice itinerary plan and package, assistants, guide, everything is properly arranged. But the son said, I want to check out. What do you want from service? You want to go back his home. Any other answers?
He is unable to enjoy without his father.
He is unable to enjoy without his father. Okay.
And to live for everyone.
It's time to live
For everyone.
for everyone. Any other? He died. He's checking out from bottle. Whatever, maybe. He got bored.
His tour is not getting
His tour is over.
not getting satisfaction from material, like
Okay.
how much things
Okay. So this is not the same question asked by Sonak Rishi. Maharaj Parikshit has everything. Sonak Rishi asked, why did you want to give up everything including his life? Why did you want to give up? Now, some answers are, you can connect whatever has been spoken by the devotees assembled here. So, he has a very sweet, beautiful home. He has information, he has experience. Okay. Time to time, he is only seeing how his father is caring for him. He is only appreciating his father's kindness, and love. Every day is love is increasing manifold. At one point in time, just struck his mind, I should go back to my home and enjoy it before. Is it something losing all his wealth behind, losing all his enjoyment behind? Is it something to say that? Or is it something like he is having the best enjoyment once he go back home, back to work? What do you think? Is he loser or is he a gainer? Okay, right? So now in this shloka, see, I was just thinking in proper lecture, proper gives analogy that is actually capturing our attention. That is capturing our attention. So here, why did he want to give up? If anyone joins Krishna consciousness movement, is gone, read Bhagavad Gita, oh, become a Vairagi, you lose all your enjoyment. You don't go for movie, you don't go for restaurant, you don't do this, you don't do that. So many things they keep on saying. Anti-preaching. I got many anti-preaching when I was in student life. Just because I'm going to temple every day. And back at home also, this is not a time for you. You should study, you should marry, you should do job. The fag end of your life, you will get that realization. Okay, that you submit to God. This is what my elders, friends, who are very much we thought as a worshipable. Sutta Mutta, Sutta Mita Ramani Samaje. Prabhupada is saying, we are all enamored by the glaring Maya. What is that? By the society, friendship, and love. So to give up is very difficult. To give up is very difficult. But let us understand today, maybe for some minutes, what it is giving up means. What are the different grades of people? What are their mindsets in this process of giving up? So first category is materialist, karmis. What is the nature of karmi? Whatever they do, they expect some nice fruits, pretty mentality. They want to enjoy all the time, whatever they do. So these people, what is the nature of giving up? Is explained. The two kinds of false renunciation comes to their mind. I'm just taking very basics. You might have heard. He keeps engaged in busy life all the time, but there are times he thinks, okay, now I should leave everything behind. Just a moment he feels that what are the conditions, what are the circumstances, it's been explained. Smashana Vairagya. One day he went to funeral ground, maybe for his relatives, parents, whatever happens. Immediately he thought, oh, what is this life all about enjoying? One day I have to give up my body, I also be in the same position. So he gets a renunciation. There is another, for Prabhu's, maybe this, for Mataji's, it is explained, Prashava Vairagya. So when they are pregnant and delivering a child, they feel intense labor pains. So they also get that. I should not pursue my life in just this family, so-called sense gratification. So this is a shanika, means a momentary renunciation comes. I don't follow. So in the coming cantos, Parikshit Maharaj also asked the same question. They see, they hear, they experience also, but still they cannot have that vyavasayatmika buddhi. That means the determined sthita prajna, that determination will not come together. But just a momentary, no, I want to give up. Today I go to temple and I will become a devotee. But for Karni, it is very difficult, very difficult. And there is another class, a Gnani. A Gnani also sometimes want to renounce. But let me explain. Sonaka Vairagya. I heard a small story. A fox wants to enjoy grapes. Sonaka. Sunaka. Sunaka. Sonaka Vairagya. The fox wants to enjoy grapes on the top of the tree. It jumped, trying to catch, but it couldn't. Failed in all his attempts. Then the fox just went to place. Oh, these grapes are so. They're not meant for enjoyment. In this way, the Gnani he experienced also transient renunciation nature because he's frustrated in all his attempts to enjoy life. The Karmi also is also frustrated, but he is hoping against hope. Durashaya. He Bahirata Manina is what is explained. Durashaya, he Bahirata Manina. He is always attracted by the external things, and Maya is giving every time by nice marketing. Oh, maybe you try this, you try that. So the Karmi is always bewildered. The Jnani is finding himself, yes, I'm frustrated, I want to give up everything. But what is saying? Just as the fox is saying, this material enjoyment is a transient, flickering happiness. So Jnani wants to give up. But because both the Karmi and the Jnani, and also there is one more, Yogi. Yogi, Marakata Vairagya. So Prabhupada is explaining, Marakata means monkey. So monkey gives up everything. He doesn't wear even dress also. He lives in the forest, eats only fruits, whatever available fruits in the forest. Very austere life. But his only concern, only agenda, okay, to live is have many wives enjoy. He wants to give up everything, but he wants to get more and more superior things. So, mystic perfections. They think this whatever so-called happiness is nothing. It's very meager, not worthy. Let me get some superpowers. So in this way, Karmi, Jnani, and Yogi, they're always been anxiety. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it has been explained, Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami, Sakali, Ashanta. There is no peace of mind for them. Sakala Shanta. But Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Atayeva Shanta. Because he is Nishkama, why is Nishkama? He never tries to enjoy independently. I'm also struggling. By the way, I'm just quoting some shlokas. Just it has to be impression in our heart. So that's why a lot of preaching. So it is being explained. A devotee, he also gets a vairagya. How? Shravana vairagya. He comes to temple, not carry one coconut, do not at parikramas, pray to the Lord and leave. He just attends Bhagavad Gita sessions, Bhagavatam sessions, and try to understand, absorb himself. What is this all about? God, what is this nature? What is this karma? Why I am suffering? After death, where should I go? So like that, he has so many unanswered questions in life, and he wants to get the maximum benefit visiting centers or Bhakti center. By hearing, it develops that vairagya. You just tell me out of this, Smashana Vairagya, Prashava Vairagya, then Sunata Vairagya, Markata Vairagya, Shravana Vairagya. So which is real Vairagya? Shravana Vairagya. But this Vairagya, if you want to sustain, one of my friend was asking, it was a very early stage. We are hearing regularly, we are attending Mangalarti, hearing, but we're not getting the taste in chanting. We're not able to give up our so-called sports, whatever enjoyable life. Why? I'm hearing, but I'm forgetting myself every time. It's not sustained in my memory. It's not ever fresh in my memory. Today I'm being inspired, but again tomorrow I find myself zero. So then one senior Vaishnava, he said, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. This is the only principle. Today I have eaten up to my neck. Nice, wonderful feast. But tomorrow also I need food for my body. So in the same way, how our self, that means we are the self-satisfaction, this is a very, very important thing in life. So Srila Prabhupada has given us the program, the wonderful program, the morning, beginning from Mangalarti till Bhagavatam, and after that, after Bhagavatam, Prasad. Prabhupada has been successful as an Acharya of this 10,000 years movement because Prabhupada is carrying what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and other Acharyas have set an example. Mahaprabhu, he would make everyone dance in ecstasy and immediately he asked all the Matajis to bring Sita Devi Thakurani, like many Matajis not be, so they will cook wonderful fish and serve all the devotees. So our program is chanting, dancing, fishing. Ananda Kanda. So in this, we are only enjoying pleasure moment after moment. So there is no depth of the source of happiness. Because Krishna is Akila Rasamrita Murti. So that's why when you hear about Krishna Katha, Nitya Navanavaya Mana, in the Krishna book, Prabhupada is mentioning, ever fresh Krishna, and his Katha also ever fresh. As many times we keep on hearing Damodar Leela pastime, Govardhan Leela pastime, we never feel it is boring. We never feel. Same Ramayana, same Mahabharata, people are all reciting in ordinary villages everywhere. But they're happily enjoying that. But they never hanker, oh, this is a very old story. We want something new stories. Okay. So what is happening here in this shloka? Parikshit Maharaj, he wanted to give up everything, including his life. Okay, one point we understood is, he's always fixed up in Param Društva Nivartate. He's experiencing a higher taste in Krishna consciousness. And even though he is there in the material world, he is always appreciating Krishna because at the time of his birth, Krishna saved him. That's why Parikshit, as soon as he appeared, he was just looking here and there to find where is that personality who saved me when I was in the womb of my mother. And Parikshit, he is doing very scrutinizing each and every face. That's how we got the name Parikshit. He never forgotten Krishna. It has been explained. He has given playthings. He regularly play with Krishna consciousness. So in this way, so Parikshit Maharaj, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, it is automatically he is practicing. Automatically. There is no extraneous endeavor, just like ordinary people, they do big tapasya, not needed for a devotee. Not needed for a devotee. Because the devotee is already attracted to Krishna. He is already attracted to Krishna, that's why he is able to give up, he checked out. Okay. So Prabhupada is also saying, okay, ordinary people are dying, devotees are also dying. And you are saying, when you take to bhakti, as soon as you take to bhakti, your death is stopped. You might have heard this. And Prabhupada also giving example, the fan is switched off, still it just moves on under momentum. Okay. There are different analogies Prabhupada has given. So what is that happening? The devotee is not afraid of living in this body, giving up all his whatever assets. He is not afraid, he is not in a fearful state. Just as there's a cat is holding a kitten, the kitten feels motherly affection, whereas a rat, in the same position in the mouth of the cat, it feels death. Right? You see, sometimes the rat, how it is carried by the cat. The same way kitten also is carried, but the kitten is feeling motherly affection. The devotee is very confident that Krishna is Avasya Rakshive Krishna, Visvashapara. Krishna is taking care of us. Krishna is a maintainer, Lotrutva Varana. So he is always absorbed in thinking of Krishna, doing his devotional service. That is the source of his bliss. So he is not actually enjoying whatever wealth, material things as it is, but he enjoys everything as a prasadam of the Lord. The Lord has given everything, right, for my execution of my duties. I got a very nice home. Why? To worship the Lord. Lord is a proprietor. I'm just worshipping, having altar installation or Catholic Pro's wonderful program. So many devotees have done this altar installation in our Brajabhumi circle. So we know that Lord is a proprietor. I'm just taking care of things. So in this way, so Rupa Goswami also mentioned, अनाशक्तस्य विषयान् यथार्थम् उपयुञ्जतः कृष्ण निर्बन्धे कृष्ण संबंधे युक्त वैराग्य मुच्यते. This is the devotee vairagya. Devotee giving up means yukta. Yukta means he is very expert, intelligent, and he knows how to properly engage because he is connected to Krishna and he sees everything is Krishna's energies. Everything is related to Krishna. And today also Prabhupada is doing a new microphone. What is this? Made up of metal. This metal is another form of earth. And Krishna says, Bhumi Rapan Alavayu. Inna Prakriti. And he sees everywhere the presence of Krishna, how there's the sun, the just sun. Okay, he's feeling wherever he go, the Father is making all the arrangements for his happiness. And that is where the devotee consciousness. So there is very wonderful shloka in Chaitanya Chandramrita. Kaivalyam narakayate. For a devotee, kaivalya means to merge into Brahman effulgence. Narakayate is a hellish condition of life. People, they pray, oh Lord, let me merge. They think Brahman is a supreme destination, Param Gati. But actually, Krishna is saying in the Bhagavatam also, so Krishna is the Param Gati, the final destination. To associate with Krishna and serve Krishna, that is the ultimate goal of life. So a devotee, he just thinks, Kaivalyam Narakayate. Tridashapur Akasha Pushpayate. Tridashapur means Bhu Bhuvasva, like three higher planetary systems, Swargalok. Akasha Pushpayate. Going to heavenly planets means it is like a phantasmagoria. There is nothing. You may say there is a very wonderful, pleasurable gardens in heaven, nice apsarasas, but he thinks it is just a transient. It's just like a dream. You may get wonderful situations, conditions where you feel I'm enjoying, but the devotee knows that as soon as you wake up, the dream is nothing much. It's an illusion. And Vishwam Purna Sukayate. For him, this whole universe, Vishwam Purna Sukayate, it's a completely a place of happiness. Just as a kid, when he is left in the very amusement park, he thinks wherever he go, oh, nice rides are there, let me enjoy. For a devotee, this whole material existence is not miserable. It's not like Dukkala Masashukam, as Krishna said. Krishna said that for a non-devotees or ordinary people, ordinary people. And there's one more thing. Vidhi Mahendradi Shakita Ete. Vidhi means Brahma. Mahendra means Indra. The position of Brahma and Indra, their positions are insignificant. Okay. Or he never hankers to become a Brahma or Indra. Because he considers Kita Ete, that is a small, insightful position. There's no difference, finally, from compared to the eternal, the spiritual world to the material world. The Brahma's lifespan is just a flash of light. Just a flash of light. So that is how it is being compared. But all these things is possible. So that's what I explained. Yat karunya kataksha vaibhavatam tam gaurameva stumaha. All this is possible for a devotee in this age of Kali. How? By the merciful glance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yat karunya kataksha. Kataksha means kataksha, the heart is. So when you take darshan, the Lord is benedictions. That is the karunya kataksha. Lord is giving darshan, like Jagannath Baladev, you see, Subhadra, Sudarshan. So they give us the darshan, karunya kataksha. Vaibhavatam. So that is a merciful nature. So this is explained. I'll just read that translation. For one who becomes a pure devotee through devotional service to great personalities like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kaivalya or merging into Brahman appears no better than hell. As far as the heavenly planets are concerned, to a devotee they are like a phantasmagoria or will of this. And as far as yogic perfection is concerned, a devotee does not care a fig for such perfections. Since the purpose of yogic perfection is achieved automatically by the devotee, this is all possible when one becomes a devotee of the Lord through the medium of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions. Whatever the ecstasy we are feeling, whatever the renunciation is, we understood, right? We are giving up the inferior happiness, accepting the superior happiness. This is all by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So many asked Srila Prabhupada, how could these boys, American and European, that gave up everything, and getting all sorts of material encumbrances? Prabhupada is saying personally, I am not in a position to give them facilities according to their high standard. Everyone, they have got car, villa, like that. So they are just lying on the floor. They are just given khichdi, ordinary sattvic food. I'm not able to give them all the different continental, whatever, different dishes. But they're very happy. They're very happy. Prabhupada is saying this in the Mumbai Pandal program. Why? Why? And also Prabhupada added one more point. They immediately surrender to Krishna because they don't have any hodgepodge conclusions that this is God, that is God, it is different God, there are so many gods. They are very clear. As soon as they delivered Krishna consciousness, they accepted it, they surrendered, they're experiencing ecstasy, just as even without knowledge, like the fire is there. The child may not know the fire will burn, but the fire will act. Right? The same way, this Krishna consciousness is acting even though they may not really understand everything. But their experience of ecstasy, all this is because of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shri Gaurita ki. Jai. So, there is one important prayer. Govinda Das. Edana Yavana Putra Parijana Itike Yache Paratiti Kamala Dalla Jala Jivana Talamala Bajahu Haripadam. Govinda Dasa Abhilash is saying, let me engage in Shravanam Kirtan Vishnu Smaranam. He is giving a strong philosophy. Okay. So we are doing bhakti, not just sentiment, out of sentiment. Okay, out of that I'm experiencing some ecstasy. We understand that Krishna is our supreme master. By pleasing Krishna, I'll be happy. It is not that I come to bhakti, I'll enjoy nice prasadam, I'll have nice time. I will only enjoy here. If that is the case, those sadhaka, the neophyte, they're not actually long lasting. Okay, the determination to surrender and serve Krishna. As soon as they get some health issues, as soon as there is some disturbance, immediately they go away from Krishna consciousness. But the sustaining determination comes when he understands the tattva, that my sambandha with Krishna, that is sambandha jnana. Then abhideya, how he has to perform his duties, just as they are performing the duties to once married, we have spouse, kids, everyone they are newly additions to our family. Why not? We understand that Krishna is actually the original family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbam, we are part and parcel of Krishna, and our duty is to serve Krishna, and we can see that experience of ecstasy when we serve Krishna. And Prabhupada is saying, once somebody feels ecstasy, the next immediate thing is you want to share that ecstasy with everyone else. So that's what we encouraged everyone to go out and preach to your kinsmen. Okay. You are all saved now in US, Europe, everywhere. Now it's your duty to deliver this message to each and every of your countrymen so that they'll all become blessed by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in this way, okay, so this Govinda Abhilash is saying the philosophy. What is saying? Ye dana yauvana. It's very easy, right? Dana yauvana. The youthfulness of wealth, putra parijana, all different family, relatives, friends. Okay. What is that actually? It's all in a dream. As soon as you find there are a lot of nice festival celebrations happening in a dream, you may enjoy the moment, but by the time you get an alarm ringing, immediately you get up. Everything is lost. Itikecha parati tire. Kamala dala jala jivana talamala. Just as a drop of water on a lotus leaf is a tottering, it's always tottering. Any time it may fall down. Now tell me, in this shloka, why did Parishit Maharaj want to give up, including his life? Is there any guarantee that? So Parishit Maharaj, since his birth, he's only been attracted to Krishna, he's only appreciating Krishna's kindness and love and care. As soon as there is a providence arrangement that he has to go back home, back to Godhead, obviously he feels ecstatic that yes, my Lord is pleased with me. That's why all this been arranged. I'm not discussing the entire story because it will come in next shlokas. But Prabhupada has taken one of our purpose in the same chapter. Okay. So one important point is Parishit Maharaj is so great he could counteract the curse, and he's in mid 30s. He's not very old. He has every possibility to revert the situation, but he accepted it. Yes, I offended the Brahmana. This is a befitting that I should suffer like this. He accepted it. And also he thought, this is all the Lord's arrangement. Whatever happens in my life is all sanctioned by the Lord. Why should I feel any disturbance? If my father says something apparently punishment, something apparently it may some gift, both are one and the same. Both are is a love and care from a father. So in this way, so Parishit Maharaj is preparing to leave up his body in a very exemplary manner. In a very exemplary manner. Okay. So very important realizations. So in this, okay. Prabhupada had made one point. Let me read out. Charmika Pandit says that if you want to make spiritual advancement, then you should always think that death is next moment. If somebody says, I want to advance spiritually, what should be their attitude? Death is next moment. Because there is no guarantee when death is coming. If I think that death is next moment, that is not any utopian. It is not something, or sometimes you say, no, no, don't say all this nonsense. Why? Let us enjoy. Okay. The next moment may be my death. And again, Prabhupada is saying, Charlie Patel says, but if you want to be materially happy, if anyone says, I want to be happy materially, you should always think that I shall never die. Although it is a false idea, everyone will die, as sure as death. So Prabhupada is saying, in the same chapter, one of the, 1425 purport. So, you see, yes, a spiritual person, he awaken, he comes to reality, but an ordinary person is living in his Pankasmagar or bewildered Maya. So that is I hope you all understand. So why Parikshit Maharaj want to give up his kingdom and everything including his life. Okay. So let us move to the next shloka. Can you do this? Okay. You can listen also. Shivaya lokasya bhavaya bhutaye ya uttama shloka parayana jana jivanti natmardhamasau parashrayam mumocha nirvidya kuta kalevaram. So Shivaya lokasya bhavaya bhutaye. Shivaya means welfare. Lokasya means all living entities. And bhavaya bhutaye. So bhavaya means flourishing, economic development. Yea, Uttama Shloka Parayana. So those who are one who is Uttama Shloka. Uttama Shloka is Krishna, who is described, glorified by choicest prayers. Parayana. So Jana Jivanti Na Atmartham. So such a devotee, he doesn't live for his own selfish interest, okay, but Parashrayam, for the welfare of others. Mumosha Nivritya Kuta Kalevaram. Why did he give up his body? The body is not meant for his own selfish interest, but for others. The translation, those who are devoted to the cause of the personal Godhead live only for the welfare, development, and happiness of others. They do not live for any selfish interest. So even though the Emperor Parikshit was free from all attachment to worldly possessions, how could he give up his mortal body, which was a shelter for others? Unquote. Parikshit Maharaj was an ideal king and householder because he was a devotee of the personal Godhead. A devotee of the Lord automatically has all good qualifications. And the emperor was a typical example of this. Personally, he has no attachment for all the worldly possessions, for all the worldly appearances in his possession. But since he was a king for the all around welfare of his citizens, he was always busy in the welfare work of the public, not only for this life, but also for the next. He would not allow slaughterhouses or killing of cows. He was not a foolish and partial administrator who would arrange for the protection of one living being and allow another to be killed. Because he was a devotee of the Lord, he knew perfectly well how to conduct his administration for everyone's happiness men, animals, plants, and all living creatures. He was not selfishly interested. Selfishness is either self centered or self extended, he was neither. His interest was to please the supreme truth, the personal of Godhead. The king is the representative of the Supreme Lord, and therefore the king's interest must be identical with that of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord wants all living beings to be obedient to him and thereby become happy. Therefore, the king's interest is to guide all subjects back to the kingdom of God. Hence, the activities of the citizens should be so coordinated that they can at the end go back home back to God. Under the administration of a representative king, the kingdom is full of abundance. At that time, human beings need not eat animals. There are ample food grains, milk, fruits, vegetables, so that the human beings as well as the animals can eat sumptuously and to their heart's content. If all living beings are satisfied with food and shelter and obey the prescribed rules, there cannot be any disturbance between one living being and another. Emperor Parishit was a worthy king, and therefore all were happy during his reign. So here in this purport, I just highlight what are the important purpose realizations there. First, the translation it says that as a devotee, he has no attachment to any worldly possessions, okay, and there is no need to live, okay, for a selfish basis. Okay. For him, heaven, hell, Narayana para sarve nakudashana vidgati swarga pavarga narakeshu tulyartha darshina. So swarga apavarga narakeshu means either heaven, hell, or any conditions of life. It's the same. The devotee is doing seva here. If you go back home, backward also, you come to the same thing. So that is the glory of bhakti. Okay. So that's why it's mentioned. Okay. For him, there is nothing. There is no need. But the question is, how could he give up his mortal body, which was the shelter for others? Okay. So how King Parishit is giving shelter? So it's been explained. King means Naradeva. Is actually a representative of God, Naradeva. And he is also a Rajarshi. He's a very saintly king. He is a devotee of the Supreme Personality Godhead. So, what is the symptom of a devotee? The symptom of a devotee is explained. He automatically has all the good qualifications. We will understand what are the qualifications. But in his purport, first is he has no attachment for worldly appearances. He is only concerned about the all around welfare for citizens. He was busily engaged. Okay. And there may be other things, right? In our day-to-day life, we are hearing philanthropists, so many. They are also working for welfare. You may say, right? There are so many charitable institutions. But here, what is the glory of Parishit Maharaj? He is considering the welfare of the public not only for this life, but also for the next. Anyone can say, I am doing philanthropic activity for you, ensuring not only in this life, next life also. Anyone can say that. But here, Parishit Maharaj is doing that. Okay. And also, there are many so-called NGOs. They would give some anadam seva. But what they do? Anadam means they do all sorts of sinful activities. Like they kill animals, cows also. They feed poor and needy. They say. Okay. Parishit Maharaj is not like that. He would not allow slaughterhouses or killing of cows. He was not a foolish and partial administrator, arranging protection for one being and allowing others to be killed. So this is actually Vasudhaiva Kutumbam. Okay. So everyone, they're all parts and parcels or the children of God. Krishna said, Aham Bija Pradapita, Sarva Yonishu Kaunteya. Sarva Yonishu. And Maharaj Parishit perfectly knew this because he was a devotee of the Lord. Okay. He knows what is the best interest of everyone. Ate viduhu swadhagatami Vishnu. People ordinarily doesn't know what is gatis, what is selfish interest, swa-ardha. What is the self-interest is Vishnu. So here Maharaj Parishit is a devotee, so he knows how to conduct his kingship affairs, administration for everyone's happiness. So Prabhupada is saying, somebody say, oh, I'm selfish, I'm taking care of my family. Somebody say, I'm taking care of my nation. But it is self-centered or self-extended. That's it. Both are materially same. Either take care of family, you think my nation is my family, one and the same. But who brings that universal consciousness, the God consciousness, that is only devotee. Everybody see, right? How the of course nicely Prabhupada explaining that the king is a representative of Supreme Lord, and therefore the king's interest must be identical with that of the Supreme Lord. Guru nasasyat, there is a shloka. Janani nasasyat, pita nasasyat, that deva nasasyat. So, namochayed, that shloka. Samupetam mrityu. Namochayed samupetam mrityu. So, one who cannot deliver their dependence, everyone is writing, right? Nominee is dependence. We say that my dependence, you are taking that position, that means according to Srimad Bhagavatam, you should be able to deliver them from the cycle of birth and death. Namochaya samupeta mrityu. So if you are not giving them protection from death, you are not qualified to be so-called mother, father, and a spiritual master or a king. So here Maharaj Parishit is such a great king. And what he wants? He wants all the living beings to be obedient to him and thereby become happy. So he knows what is the secret of happiness. So people read so many principles or tips of happiness, daily inspirational quote something. A devotee doesn't need to look for any other materials. Apparently, is very visualized by ordinary people. Okay, so this is a very important relations has been explained. So materially, one person is giving credit to another person. Okay. There are four kinds of animals. Swavid, Varaha, Roshtra, Karai. Swavid, hog eating. With Varaha means hog, stool eating hogs. Stool eating hogs. Swa means dog. So dog, hog. Roshtra means camel. Kara means ass. So there are four animals mentioned. If there is any something happening great, okay, the government, many big, even you say they're giving medals, they're giving Bharat Ratna, so many big things also. Okay, but according to Bhagavatam, those who are not devotees of the Supreme Lord, those who don't glorify the message of the Supreme Lord, and they're like these four kinds of animals, and they keep appreciating each other's. Okay, you did a wonderful thing, this, you did a wonderful thing, that. You see, outside world, the glorification is happening among the people, but they don't give the credit to God. Such a foolish thing. They are thinking we are giving, like the Prabhupada was saying, how even when Prabhupada was in Tokyo, Japan, when there's a discussion like this, Prabhupada was giving the historical reference. So many in Germany, these people, they all became atheist after the World War. So they all, the family members are praying to God, oh God, please bless us so that my husband, every family member they're praying, my father, my husband, they come back after battle. And so happened, none of them returned. And they lost all their faith in God. And also the communist so-called people, they said, oh, you are going to church. What did you say? Oh God, please give us daily bread and butter. Will you get? No. You come to us, we will give you. And where the source of all these opulence is all Krishna. Mother Kunti is saying, after the battle, when Krishna is about to leave to Dwarka, all the villages, pasturing grounds, rivers, everything, abundance, wealth, whatever opulence, is all because of Tavadikshaniya, because of a glance of Krishna. Now you are leaving us behind, that means no more glancing. Of course, she is saying something to keep Krishna to be in Hastinapur. So the point is, the people have lost faith, thinking that oh, these people are giving us bread and butter. Even we also, sometimes we are so in anxiety. Oh, what if I lose my job? Is it not? As if our companies, IT companies, they're now maintaining us. It's a God is maintaining that we forget. He is giving us maintenance protection while we are in the womb of a mother. When we are leaving up this body and going to another body also, okay, it's Krishna only giving us a protection and maintenance. But in utter poor fund of knowledge, we just become attracted by the illusory existence. And here, Parishit Maharaj, he knows everything, philosophy. Tattva, what is a Krishna's position? What are all these subjects? He is just a caretaker of the subjects, and everything is meant to be in the service of Krishna. And he set an example, Yaddat Achariti Sreshta, Tadda Devetaro Jana. So, in this way, all the citizens are the devotees of the Lord and they are very, very happy. So, finally, Parishit Maharaj, he made one, the prime agenda is at the end of this life, go back home, back to Godhead. If all living beings are satisfied with food and shelter and obey the prescribed rules, there cannot be any disturbance between one living being and another. Emperor Parishit was a worthy king, and therefore all were happy during his reign. Is it not Ramaraja? If it is a Ramaraja, either Lord Rama personally has to rule or is bona fide representatives of the world. Now, this is important. So if a devotee takes the position of this administration, ISKCON Prabhupada is saying we are only concerned to train the Brahmana. ISKCON is meant for training the Brahmanas. The Brahmanas guide the entire society. The Brahmana like a head. Without head, how the body functions. But in the due course of time, the Prabhupada already predicted, the entire world will be under the guidance of Srila Prabhupada books. This for 10,000 years, Prabhupada has already given a prediction. All the world, they will come to accept the formula, that simple living and high thinking, just by reading Srila Prabhupada books. The Srila Prabhupada books are actually the sight of, just as in the complete dark, eyes doesn't function. When there's light, so Srila Prabhupada books are like a sun. Okay. So they give us the Chakshusha, Om Ajnana Timirandasya, Jnananjana Shalakaya. Let we recite it, we read Mangalacharan. Chakshur or Chakshu is functioning on light. That light of knowledge, that is what Prabhupada is giving us through his translations and purports for 10,000 years. So what would happen, even in this iron age of Kali, the age of power and hypocrisy, just by taking shelter of the acharyas, even though the situations are worst, Prabhupada is saying, Anavrushti Durbiksha Karapidita. Anavrushti means everyone is scarcity. Everywhere. You feel, even though so much bank balance also, they're still finding something lacking in their life. Durbiksha. There are so many disturbances, catastrophes. Then Karapidita. So there will be excessive control, the living taxes, so many ways. All the citizens in this age of Kali will be, I would say, like not a moment peace of mind, not a moment peace of mind. Upadrushta, or is that Upadruta? This is what Bhagavatam said. Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagya Upadruta. So these symptoms already experiencing and going in another years. What is the shelter for all of us this age of Kali is Krishna or his bona fide representatives acharyas. So here, Parikshit Maharaj is an ideal king. So how he is actually taking care? So we just see some qualities. So in the Bhagavatam, it has been explained, very important shloka. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavat yakinchina sarvai gunai tatra samasatesu. When a person becomes a devotee, unflinching devotee, akinchana bhakta. Akinchana means he doesn't make any compromise. Oh Krishna, I'll surrender some 80%, 20% I have my own agenda. 100% is surrender to Krishna. For that devotee, Sarvair Gunes Tatra Samasate Sura. So the Sura, the demigods, what are the qualities of demigods? All the demigods, Samasate Sura. So everything manifests in the devotee. So, what are different qualities? There is a reference in Bhagavatam, Sadhu Bhushana. And primarily there are 26 qualities being mentioned. Okay. It will all be there in your Bhakti Risha modules and regularly attend. So we'll also get these qualities by guidance, mentors. So what is the one quality which will manifest all our 26 qualities? Is being mentioned Krishna Eka Sharana. Krishna Eka, he surrendered solely to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishnastu Bhagavana Swayam. He is not mentioning of any other things. Krishna Eka Sharana. So Maharaj Parikshit, okay, is fully surrendered. And it has been explained another quality, that is Akinchana. Akinchana means Nishkinchana, Akinchana, there are words. He never thinks anything is his own property. He thinks everything belongs to God. And God is the enjoyer, God is the actual maintainer, and I'm being maintained by God. I'm supposed to be enjoyed by God. Just as a child, okay, father relationship, the father demands, oh my dear child, bring me that, bring me this. The child obediently obeys that. The child is also naturally happy. That is a natural position of the child and the father. Similarly, here the purport says, all the citizens are obedient to Krishna and all made happy. So, in this way, Maharaj Parikshit, manifesting this. And there is one mentioning, it is explained, Krupalu, merciful. So, you see the purport, in the translation, Paradukka Dukhi, that is a devotee qualification. So he says that everyone is in ignorance. It's my duty, it's my, I would say let's say if I don't do that, it's my mistake or I am the cause of their suffering. Prabhupada was mentioning that. Ahimsa, Ahimsa means violence. Ahimsa means non-violence. What is the real non-violence? We have to distribute books. This is a book marathon. Our Sri Prabhu has wonderful plans for this coming 2 months till January 15th. We are starting today. Actually, last week when we started. So why there is a need? Because if these books are distributed, most people they are all absorbed in ignorance, the science of Maya, and they get the light of knowledge, and that is how they'll also be relieved from their suffering. Just as we are all being guided by so many of devotees, mentors here, and then enjoying the peace of mind, right? At least the basic. More than that, we are actually experiencing spiritual ecstasy. When we are in Kirtan, when we are in Arati, when we are taking Prasharam, we are always seeing how Krishna is wonderfully, through Srila Prabhupada, is arranged. Chaitanya Prabhupada is sent, Senapati Bhakta, and Prabhupada is arranged everything, how to be completely happy, irrespective of whatever conditions of age of Kali. Otherwise, we cannot even imagine What would be your position in this age of Kali? As you see, read Bhagavatam, yes, I'm supposed to be suffering in this conditions of life. But just because Prabhupada has arranged everything, okay, I was, this is my realization, personally, don't take important. I was staying in ISKCON Napoli temple for a long time. One day, Mother said, today is Dasara, and she arranged a nice sweet and something. Oh, today is Dasara. The brahmachari can experience, I think. They're staying inside the temple premises, okay, they're taking care of different services, they don't know what is happening outside. I'm experienced similarly, as long as we keep ourselves in a devout association within ISKCON, never leave ISKCON, then we don't experience these effects of Kali. Just as all the citizens of Parishit Maharaj, they're always happy. We are also in the same conditions. How many of you say, of course, you may say there is some disturbances, and these disturbances are acting as a catalyst to improve our sadhana. It's not the other way. We are not in a fearful state when we get any problems in life. We are only thinking more and more problems are due to suffer, and Krishna is just arranging whatever I could tolerate so that I can perform my bhakti without any obstacles. This is what our acharyas are teaching, and personally, when we read books and get guidance from mentors, we are happily situated, even though we are sometimes COVID disease states. No one has ever given up their seva. We have seen examples of many devotees. You're all able to understand? Everyone can say, Vishwam Purna Sukhayate, or in Dukkalam Asashvatam. Anyone can say that? For us, it's not the Dukkam Dukkalam. Okay. So, in this way, Maharaj Parikshit is manifested that quality. Vadanya. So, Namo Mahavadanyaya. Mahavadanya is Sri Chaitanya Prabhu. And Vadanya is magnanimous Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, at the age of 70, he was very peacefully staying in Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavan. There is no need for Prabhupada to travel across the ocean and go to US where there will not be much response, there will not be any customers, there will not be anyone to receive him also. But still, why did Prabhupada take in the hardships? That's a quality, Madanya. Parishit Maharaj is actually doing that, and that's where Swami Kurishi is asking, his body is not meant for him, it's meant for the shelter of so many citizens. Why did he give up his life? And there's one more important mention is Prabhupada is merciful, Sarvopakaraka. You mentioned, right? He is taking care of all citizens, all subjects, killing some animals, okay, and maintaining some human beings. No. Sarvopakaraka. Working for the welfare of everyone, it is only possible when a devotee connects everything to Krishna. Otherwise, it's not possible. It's not possible. Sarvopakaraka. Okay. Anyone can say that? Absolute good. That's what first question chapter. Absolute welfare good for all humanity. Oh, please, Swami Kurishi doesn't know the great sages. They've been doing 1,000 years yajna, but that is not giving any best fruits. Then when Sutta Goswami arrived on the scene, they just asked this question. Pumsa ekanta shreya. Shreya means absolute, the good. Ekanta is absolute good. These are all questions. Okay, given what are questions we are reading today, so that Goswami is also answering. Variyan Yeshate Prashna. These Prashna, these inquiries are Variyan, they're glorious because they're meant to bring a revolution in the suffering lives of humanity. That means all these questions, whatever we have, why I'm suffering, why I'm in this position, why I'm in this problem, already been answered in scriptures. The only thing is that we have to use our humility. That's one humility that I don't know anything. I should only seek out very honest means. So Dhruva Maharaj, he wanted to get the kingdom better than his grandfather. When he met Narada Muni, he did not ask for any shortcuts. Please give me the honest ways of achieving the shelter of Lord Vishnu. So If we want to be cheated, we'll be cheated by someone. But if you are very serious, Krishna sitting in everyone's heart as Paramatma will not be in the Mandabhagya, will not be unfortunate. So Lord arranged everything, okay, all these things. Why not He arrange for us to come back home back? Why not? So Prabhupada, if you see in first canto lectures, we will understand really, even in the body itself, is so valuable assets. This body itself so valuable, but we just not able to understand. The time, whatever is given, is so valuable. Chanakya Pandit also saying, you cannot retrieve the moment time, even if you exchange of millions of dollars gold. But the point is awareness, the understanding that the reality, that is what is lacking. When we be in the devotee association, automatically it comes. Automatically it comes. We'll always be more and more recharged spiritually. I want to serve Krishna. I want to help everyone in my vicinity by distributing books, by inviting them, by preaching. So in this way, so a devotee is only concerned about for the welfare of others. So it is mentioned in this purport, I think Chaitanya Charitamrita, a devotee always works for the pleasure of Lord Krishna, who is the resting place of all living entities, and thus a devotee's activities are ultimately pleasing to everyone. You see, this is the reason why a devotee activities are pleasing to everyone, because he is only working for the pleasure of Krishna. Krishna is Samam Bonam. A devotional service to Lord Krishna is a perfectional stage of welfare work, since Lord Krishna is the supreme controller of everyone's happiness and distress. Okay. So there is a Brahma Samhita prayer. Karmani nirdhati kintuja bhakti bhajam. But for ordinary people, even Indra or even small insignificant insect, Indra Gopa, the Lord is okay, giving is the share of happiness or suffering. According to their Mandana Rupam, Pala Bhajana Matanoti. He's giving, but for a devotee, no more karma. Right? Karmani Nirdahati. He gave up, destroys all karma. Bhakti Bhajam, because he's always engaged in serving the Lord. If there is no the karmic reaction, then there is no duality of happiness and suffering in life. I'm very happy, let's say I'm not diseased, I'm suffering. I'm diseased is suffering. Now no more disease, I'm happy. But what is real happiness? What is real happiness? That we don't understand. So when we come to bhakti, a devotee, he understands that devotional service to Krishna is the highest source of bliss and highest welfare work. So in this way, Maharaj Parikshit is now ruling his citizens. Foolish persons under the influence of false egoism, considering themselves to be the ultimate well-wishers of others. Maharaj Parikshit is not thinking, oh, I am the beneficiary. Everyone should obedient to me. Everyone should serve me. He is not thinking that way. That is false egoism. And he is not thinking that I am maintaining them, everyone. So rather, he executes, okay, attending to the eternal happiness of others. The foolish people, they never think about eternal happiness. There is no question of eternal happiness. So because a devotee remains pure and engages in missionary activities, he is everyone's best friend. Okay. There's one more important quality, this when Daksha, expert. What is expert of devotee? It explained, the devotee utilizes many skills in Krishna consciousness. A skill can be learned by practice, and more importantly, Krishna, being in the heart of the devotee, can teach him whatever is required. This is Paramatma realization. Now we prepare for the class, but when we come to discuss, we get so many new realizations. That time you'll understand, oh, how that inspiration has come from Paramatma. So people say, I don't have a qualification, I don't know what to say, what to preach. But the Prabhupada is saying, whatever you listen about Krishna, even Shyamasundara's daughter Saraswati, she has complete knowledge of Krishna consciousness. Even the scientists, the so-called philosophers, they don't know who is Krishna, but she is saying Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So even a small child in Krishna consciousness can know who is Krishna. Okay, why not? We are all grown up, very mature, can take up this task of preaching. Okay, and it is not our qualification; it is our expertise. What is expertise? To tightly grasp the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. This is our, this is all our expertise. Somebody, okay, falling down, somebody not falling down. What is the difference? How much we Nitai Padakamala, that is one important Nitai Charana Satya, Ahera Sevaka Nitya. Daro Nitai Charana Dukani. You just tightly hold Lord Chaitanya's, Nityananda's lotus feet very tightly. Prabhupada is saying there is no question of fall down. There is no question of okay disqualifications in any seva. So Maharaj Parishit is saying, we therefore see devotees applying their skills in constructing temples, learning arts and crafts, dealing in business, cooking, painting, and so on. How ISKCON has expanded in the very beginning days. There's a spiritual sky, the incense, they're making manufacturing and distributing. Who knows making incense? But Lord has given all the arrangements. Okay. So in this way, they explain the real expertise of the pure devotee. What is the real expertise? Is to extricate himself from others and others from the difficult web of Maya. So this is what Prabhupada's glory. Okay. So try to understand here all these 26 qualities that we have just discussed, from 6 to 7 qualities. Okay. And there is an important sloka Prabhupada is quoting. What is our duty? What is our duty? Being in Krishna consciousness. This is the very summary sloka. Etavad janma safalyam dehinam iha dehishu pranayir abde diya vacha shreya acharanam sada. Shreya. Shreya means, what is Shreya? There are two things, Shreya and Preya. Preya means immediate fortune, immediate happiness. Shreya means everlasting, eternal fortune. So, we explain it is a duty of every living being to perform welfare activities for the benefit of others with his life, wealth, intelligence, and words. What are the four things? Pranay, Ardhe, Diya, Vacha. Prana means life, Ardhe means wealth, Diya means intelligence, Vacha means words. Okay. Prana difficult, Ardha difficult, Diya difficult, Vacha easy, right? We just come to say, please come to Sunday Bhagavatam sessions. Please join Bhakti Vriksha. Please chant Hare Krishna mantra. These simple guidance, okay, whatever we give, Krishna sees that they really want to serve, participate in the mission of Srila Prabhupada, and all the qualification, all the necessary intelligence, expertise manifest in our body. The only thing is that the desire, we are always been desiring one thing or the other, hoping against hope to get fulfilled. But why not we desire to serve the Prabhupada mission, okay, and make that everyone in this Panathur, whatever, Martali, wherever centers, Sarjapur, Kagadaspura, all these centers, they are all almost covering the vicinity of some 50 kilometers radius. Is it not? Something you say? Prabhuji? 50 kilometers radius. This full, whatever our dominion, let everyone be very happy, taking only three things: Krishna Kirtana, Krishna Katha, Krishna Prasad. There is no more any other necessities of life. Hare Krishna. So we just conclude here. So in the interest of time, We'll just discuss any questions. Okay, two questions. Prabhuji has given permission. Hare Krishna.
I just wanted to answer to the question that been asked in the second sloka. The rishis were asking that how could Parikshit Maharaj give up his body when his body was not for his selfish motive but in the service of the others. So he has the capacity to nullify the curse and to reverse the curse, but still he did not agree that he agreed the curse and left his body. So what is the answer to that?
So there is a bigger plan. There is a bigger plan for Parikshit Maharaj. The Lord want him to listen to Srimad Bhagavatam. Just as Arjuna asking questions, that's how Bhagavad Gita appeared. The Lord wanted two great personalities just before the Kali Yuga, because the Lord has already mentioned that I'm departing to my own abode, but in my absence, there should be some platform, shelter for every living piece. So Srimad Bhagavatam appeared just as the sun rising. Okay, and to make the Srimad Bhagavatam to appear, so Maharaj Parikshit is chosen. Understood? So Parikshit Maharaj, he knows, okay, because he is always connected to Krishna, he knows whatever your Lord's desire. Okay. I was also thinking many times, why did Srila Prabhupada lift his body? Why did Prabhupada leave his body just while he's translating 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam? Is it not something relevant here? Right, Mataji? You would have completed 12 cantos wonderfully. Okay, one complete, okay, 12 volumes, whatever, 12 cantos, Prabhupada would have delivered to all of us. But why did he chosen to? And every day, disciples come and argue. I mean, maybe make a prayer to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, please don't leave us. They are not just some disciples. They are very, very poor team, like GBCs, who are actually helped Srila Prabhupada in expanding. And Prabhupada, at least for gratitude, he cannot say no to them also. But still, Prabhupada has answered only, if Krishna will, let it be. I'll just continue my seva. But if Krishna decides, then I'll only give the decision to Krishna only. Understood, Mother? So Prabhupada, he can revert the situation. He can also, okay, say to Krishna, "Oh, Krishna, my disciples, everyone asking, no, my presence here, I'm very important here." The same episode in Chaitanya Chaitamrita also, Mahaprabhu tested Hardas Thakur. Hardas Thakur said, "Oh my dear Lord, I want to give my body. I know you are going to soon wind up your pastimes. I don't want to, have that in my presence." Then Mahaprabhu said, "Haridas, I am only depending on you. You are Namacharya. If you leave, what would happen to this?" You know what Haridas Thakur said? "Oh Lord, please do not bewilder me anymore. I'm very insignificant. You have so many other stalwart associates. They can carry on their preaching." Understand, Mataji? A devotee never thinks that I'm so important in the eyes of whatever welfare. Answer the question, Mataji.
Thank you for the wonderful class. My question was traveling also. Traveling also is such a for the devotees as good as a right? So, not devotees who goes to Kaivalya Moksha, and from there, what are the chances of going back, going to Golokha from there?
Probably this is all Lord's plan only. But in general, those who are in Brahmajyoti, so they can get experience the peace. There is no more influence of Maya, three modes of material nature. There is sub feature one is there, but there is no real happiness. The absence of suffering is there, but there is no ecstasy in the personal association of the Lord. Understood, no? So that's what Lord Brahma is praying. Arubhya kruchena param padam tata. Adan patanti yado anadruta ishmakanya. Patanti will fall down because they are not taken the prime, the source of existence or happiness is the lotus feet of the Lord. Ishmat Angra. Angra means lotus feet. Anadruta. They are not given importance to surrender to lotus feet of the Lord. Clear, no? So devotee, he only thinks the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. That's why Ayi Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Madhav. Krupaya Tava Pada Pankaj. Mahaprabhu is giving us. Sita Dhuli Sadrusham Vishete. So you want to only take shelter of the Lord's lotus feet and serve. That's our natural position. And even Kaivalya also is not natural position. You know, because he's so frustrated, he's desiring to come out of three modes. Lord has sanctioned, okay, come and join. There's a spark, okay, just like Chittana in the Brahma That's it. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की समावेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की गौर प्रेमानंद